MVP of the match, it is going to be Iris from Team Hawk. Even though we didn't see too much kills, but macroly, he was the reason why Team Secret was so afraid in all these fights.
Yep, very good game sense on his side, retreating back when he was about to get ambushed. Good movement by not getting locked down, but most importantly, the fact is, either he is making calls or somebody else is.
Memang boleh
Take a look at the mic.
Karita?
Banjir cepat, jangan bagi dia
Kau ni,
Oh,
tadi lah.
dah pakai tu coklat. Maksudnya itu.
Apa ni, edit pagi tu?
Bunuh lah.
Belakang sikit. Satu wave.
Jangan tahan wave, weh.
Tak apa, kasih.
Bunuh. Tak ada minion tu.
Tak ada minion tu.
Ada.
Oh, ada.
TB nanti.
Boleh.
Sekejap.
Sempat kau rasa, boleh.
Angel, fokusan weh. Fokusan weh.
Final moments of that game already embedded in our minds here. Our MVP Iris only taking 50% of the game kill participations, not even scoring a single kill for himself, but only assisting in these sections. He knew what his job was, and he played it perfectly.
Yeah, I agree. He played really well in the macro aspect. And, you know, I talked about split push meta is going to be the meta. It seems like Team Hawk adopted it and pulled it off, because usually we kind of see this in assassin junglers. And for him to play it on a Paquito, forcing Team Secret to be put in this position, it feels really, really scary coming in from him. And I'm really glad that Iris still has the macro aspect of this game.
Yep, he's got the touch, as people would like to say, but let's have a look at the in-game items as well as the emblem builds that they decided to go for, because even off of the MVP screen, we can tell that Iris, he's building tank. He's trying to survive. He's got a bit of damage, but not enough to go put somebody 100 to 0. You even saw that he was struggling to actually take that 1v1 against Matt, even though he was the first one to make the move and get the initial damage onto it. But with the winds of nature, it starts becoming really difficult to secure these kills.
Now, let's take a look at the items and emblems as well. We didn't see an agility coming from through water to try and set up with the tenacity. We do see tenacity up on Claude as well, which is something that I don't see too often coming in from him. But at the same time, you know, as long as the Claude survives, the Blazing Duet is going to do a lot more damage, I guess.
I mean, I don't know what games you're playing, but I see a lot of tenacity, as a matter of fact. It's just a lot of stats in the early game, especially when you're dropped below the threshold. That's when you start to feel it. You're like, man, I'm going to dive you. You're like, what, 20% of your max HP? I'm going to get the kill. And then you realize, oh, he's taking a little too many auto attacks, and I'm taking way too many tower shots.
Yeah, but at the same time here, I really like that,
whereby he can't necessarily just free trade and then look to actually survive these situations.
Yeah,
but then we cut back to the neutrals. That's when we see you're actually making the difference, where now it's a dedicated zone that I can push people away from just with the Mystic Gush.
Agreed, and because of this kind of plays, like it came down to a situation where, hey, wait, things aren't really working out. The first stage coming from Team Hawk was pretty much, hey, we're gonna use the Mystic Gush to kind of zone space. But in this time, where Team Secret was able to isolate fights where they're not in a clumped up situation, that is where Team Hawk kind of loses their momentum or majority of their damage. So based on this situation, I feel like Team Hawk, they somehow were able to adapt on the fly on the sequencing on how they should be taking those kind of fights.
I mean, the animosity coming out from Team Hawk is still within them, and I think it's very, very clear, especially in these last couple of fights. Like, Panda is so willing to fight their opponents. Like, he is so willing to go face first and bait for the rest of his team to close it out. And as soon as he dies, that's when you see Team Secret realizing, hey, they've lost the majority of their damage. Gord's on his cooldowns. We can actually take this away. But this is where you see the split in half, with Iris as well as Yura cutting the team, splitting them into two different fronts, costing the life of their marksman from the side of Secret.
Yeah, there was a little bit of mistake here, knowing that Matt does have the tendency to actually play a little bit more aggressive. But because of this, Team Hawk was able to find that window of opportunity, right? We talk about one small mistake is all it takes. In this case, Hawk was able to explore that secret. They were able to review the weaknesses of that fight. So I'm glad they were able to find an opportunity. But at the same time,